I'm a little torn today, Steve. You ready? T-Rex, you ready? Of course you're ready. Jump 3 times if you are. 2, 3, and he is. I'm a little torn today because it's the Friday of Labor Day weekend, and it's not very pretty. I mean, it's very pretty. It looks like the tropics actually this morning. You wake up and look out and you say, wow, we had some rain showers last night. We're not in the tropics though. This is just south of Boston on the Great Gulf of Weymouth, Massachusetts, where it's 62 degrees. In the tropics, it would be about 78 degrees. But what we have is that kind of buoyancy in the atmosphere. You get some lift, and it doesn't matter whether it's day or night sometimes. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we have showers around. It's a really dynamic day. How often do I say that? Oh, I haven't said that in 48 hours, right? Oh, and it's also Happy Squidfest Day to those who celebrate the wonders of squid, one of the oldest species in the Atlantic Ocean. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Did you get the invite? It's in Wellfleet today. I'll just tell you that. Is it going to rain in Wellfleet today? Yes. How much? Well, not enough to wash out our plans, but it's not exactly beach weather. Or is it? It's always beach weather, TK. Just depends on your mood. You got to put on some clothes instead of sunscreen today. So what's fascinating about this day is what's going on right now. Look at that cloud right there. The radar, there's a front coming in from the west that shows rain over Vermont and New York. There's the radar. And there's a little speck there just south of Boston. And then there's more action well south of Nantucket. We are not getting the southern connection. But even without the southern connection, we have a lot of energy in the atmosphere, and we're going to wring out some pretty good downpours today. If you look at how much rain fell last night, and it's kind of surprising, where that radar showed the most rain this morning in Vermont, it's just getting going. We've only had about 1/10 of an inch of rain there around the northern Green Mountains, which incidentally I've learned are also parched, but still green, still expecting a beautiful autumn. There's no such thing as not a beautiful autumn in New England. And it looks south though, that little speck that we saw south of Boston this morning, the overachiever is Coventry, Rhode Island with 0.24 inches of rain. So that just shows the potential of what can happen today. It is going to be raining off and on, most of New England not raining most of the time. But when it is raining off and on over the next 30 hours, some of us are getting inches of rain. There's a real strong upper level low cyclonic spin in the atmosphere and a prefrontal trough. And even though the low pressure system from the Bahamas with the real heavy moisture is going to stay offshore, we have just a real dynamic day. And here's the NAM from last night. We took it out of the doghouse. Yesterday it showed 4 inches of rain for Mount Katahdin. And it's cut that down by about 3 inches, but that just shows you the nature of these events. Scattered showers and even a thunderstorm possible there. And there will be hail in New England today. The freezing level is coming back down. So downpours with hail, not expecting damaging winds, at least according to the Severe Storm Prediction Center. But you can see there they are scattered all over the place going off Boston this evening, not getting to Wellfleet until about midnight with these little showers. They look little, but they're intense. And then you do have low pressure developing on the front. It's not much of a southern connection, but we do have a little bit of cyclogenesis, a wave on the front, strengthening a little bit there in eastern Maine, where most of the precipitation is done by tomorrow morning. But you see the 546 red circle. That's an upper level low, a cool pool, a rotary in the sky. So any showers that do form underneath that upper level low tomorrow in northern New England, they're going to be slow moving. And there may be some sleet on top of Mount Washington tomorrow. I don't think it's going to snow, but there could be some sleet there, or some icing, maybe a snowflake on Mount Washington. But for most of us, that's just another real fun sky day. Showers in the mountains, scattered clouds, and maybe a sprinkle south. But tomorrow is mostly dry south, and it will be an offshore wind. It will be just to about 70 degrees, I think, at the beaches tomorrow. So not the best beach weather. And this goes out to 2 p.m. Sunday. And it stops right there, and it is much of an offshore flow with high pressure over New York. It's a chilly high after a cool start in the 40s and 50s. We'll probably go up to about the 60s to low 70s. And for QPF, how much rain? And those showers are so small. One town will be getting poured on, the next town over the sun could be out. And when you add it all up, when you get to the dark blue, you're passing a ½ inch. When you get to the purple, you're approaching 2 inches, and you can see stripes of rain with very little rhyme or reason, except for you can make out the circular cyclonic flow with that circle-looking pattern just north of Vermont, and then the stripes of weather coming at us from the southwest to the northeast, with some areas trying to get more than 2 inches of rain. Looks like a little blob near my house in Weymouth. This ends 2 p.m. Sunday. By then, most of the rain is done. It is all done. Most of this is going to be today, tomorrow. Southern New England, just today and tonight. And there's still a good amount of rain in Maine. It's getting a little closer to you in Gray, Maine, isn't it, M. Bruce? Maybe you end up with more than a ½ inch of rain. And stormage yesterday in, where were you? Conway, New Hampshire? I can't remember. With a ½ inch of rain over the last 24 hours. So over the last 48 hours, sorry. Rain on Wednesday, nice on Thursday, rain on Friday. Our Thursday front coming on a Friday this week. And Mount Katahdin, they're showing 1.4 instead of 4.2. That's how much rain is in the lottery. So some of us are going to get a couple of inches of rain. And it is raining hard enough right this second on my head that I am getting wet hair. And this is just really interesting. Am I going to make a bunch of time lapses today? I'm going to try not to, but it is just gorgeous. Blue sky at one time, and these tall cumulus. The cumulus are going to reach up well above the freezing level. Steve is under the deck, keeping away from the raindrops right now, and T-Rex looking for baby bunnies. Stop looking for baby bunnies. Bunnies, note to the bunnies, stop having babies right where T-Rex and Steve hang out. We're doing our best to keep the bunny population thriving. Yeah, sure we are. And nothing going on in the tropics other than plumes of moisture coming out of the Gulf of America, Mexico, and the Bahamas. And if you look at the national radar, there was some flooding going on this morning, flash flooding there in Louisiana. So the heaviest rains are going to be in a stripe from really southern California through Texas into the southeastern United States. There'll be tropical downpours, but it looks like all those southern systems are going to try and miss us to the south. Here's the map for, actually this is today at 8 o'clock, and you got an occluded low there in northern New England, purple line with the red line green blob. That darker green means the heavier potential for showers and thunderstorms. And then most of the action really, though, is off to the deep south, again, with those wavy fronts from Texas and Colorado to off the southeastern United States. So I'm not really focused on the weather map. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on what's going on here. Extending the concourse now, laying the path around the corner. So the concourse, concrete form people are going to be going around the corner. So pretty much done watching them from this view, but it's not a very long walk to go around the corner. All right, is it going to rain at Squidfest today, Dennis? No, I don't think it is. Is T-Rex invited? Oh, yes. Dogs are invited. There'll be a lot of dogs at Squidfest. What do you see, Rex? What else did I want to show? The hourly roundup this morning just showed that it was still pretty chilly in the 40s in northern New England with a dew point in the low 40s in northern New England. Wow. Yet we are going to have downpours, so it's a chilly air mass. So when it rains, temperature's really going to go down. Let's look at the Manchester, New Hampshire meteogram, and you can see that with a high temperature today just about 70. And then the blue line and the red line come together. Temperature and dew point come together and fall together tonight through the 60s. So it's chilly tomorrow morning, but then the dew point keeps going down, the blue line, and the red line goes up. Temperature goes up to about 72 tomorrow. And then we're in the 70s on Sunday, and then we're 75 to 80 on Labor Day Monday. Labor Day already. September is almost here. And then it goes up to about 82 next Wednesday or so before the next front comes in next Thursday, Friday. That's our next big moving target. So we're getting these big moving targets about every 2 to 4 days. With one we just had on Wednesday a couple days ago, and we got one today and tonight and tomorrow, and then we got another one next. Looks like keeps kicking the can down the road next Thursday or so, or Friday next week, with the potential for rainfall. Would you rather have rain or nice weather? How about a little of each? Here's the Euro. We're going to go to the Euro now. And one more look at that just amazing cloud. Thank you, Mother Nature, for the raindrops, but please get them out of here for most of the weekend. Here's the Euro showing low pressure well out to sea. So the real rich subtropical moisture, dew point in 60s and 70s, is missing us. Low pressure goes north of Bermuda, between Nantucket and Bermuda, yet we do manage to get these lines of showers and downpours. Could be a thunderstorm at sunset right in Boston. Are the Red Sox back in town? Are they done with the concerts there? And I don't know. Then tomorrow you get the upper level low going right over northern New England, and you have the instability showers, Mount Washington, probably pretty close to about 34 degrees. Could be some icing going on in Mount Washington, some ice pellets falling from the sky, otherwise cold showers north. And the low pressure and upper level low pull out tomorrow night, and Sunday you have high pressure coming at us. Now yesterday the Euro indicated a weak backdoor cold front with high pressure building in southeastern Canada. That's not really there anymore. Instead it has the high right over us. Could be local sea breezes, but not technically an onshore flow. Light variable winds, chilly each morning, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, with that high right over us. And then you see a strong front coming out of Canada across the Great Lakes, and there's the 540 line, almost looking like cold enough for snow. This has been a signal for a few days now. Across Lake Superior, there'll be some lake effect rain showers. And then look at the system from the south. Here it comes. Oh my goodness, it's taking the corner, and it's coming up at us on Thursday night. Oh wow, that is potent. It's a quick hitter though. It's a wave on a front with southern moisture. The dew point jumps up into the 60s, and we get downpours. If this is right, it's like the flip of a coin. It keeps going back and forth on whether we get a big system. Either way, there's going to be another strong front coming at us next Thursday, Friday. At least showers and thunderstorms, if not a full rain event. I'd say 50-50 on that full rain event. Then the cold air advection returns next Saturday with instability showers, a lot of isobars, the feel of fall now on Saturday, September 6th. And this goes out to the 7th. Sunday, September 7th looks gorgeous, really. A nice 1028 high pressure system to our southwest. That would be a flow from the west, and it would be nice with temperatures chilly in the morning and then getting up to about 70 in the afternoon with an instability shower or two possible. And the cold in Canada is expanding, and the warmth is out there in the Central Plains. You see the 576 line, but it looks like that's not going to make its way here. But that means the fact that it's so hot in the Central Plains, 90 to 96, and so cold in Canada, that will probably keep some fronts coming at us, and the rainfall lottery continuing every 48 hours. All right, that's the weather. 12 and a half minutes in. Weather dynamic, so fun. I think I'm just going to leave the time lapses to my webcams instead of trying to set up a tripod. The editing is lengthy, so I call it yesterday's weather today in the and more section, and that will start off here. It was a real pretty day, and not too much wind. And then we went over to the Great Blue Hill. I've been on the board of directors there for more than 15 years. Well, we'll get some breaking news from Blue Hill. And we're also going to talk about, just because it came to me, positive vorticity advection, like right now with these clouds, and negative vorticity advection. That's when you get the high pressure and the sunshine, like we had yesterday morning. All right. Thanks for watching. Friday, Squidfest day. Moon's getting bigger in the sky each night. It should be really pretty and very active. All right, T-Rex. And more. Yesterday's weather today. And more. 11:30. Beautiful Thursday. Thursdays are good if you can get them. Well, that's not what we used to say. It's supposed to be a Thursday front. There's something on the horizon. Get the crew hard at it. Some boulders being moved, some concrete forms coming off. And the wind is from the west, which is best. And we brake for heavy equipment. Hafna Azurte? Is that what it just says? Is that what that says? Very colorful. Love the color. Get a couple of instability cumulus developing over Boston right now. Nothing like yesterday. We're between troughs. Behind every ridge there's a trough. Behind every trough there's a ridge. Tiny ridging today. Trough tonight, tomorrow. Should be interesting. Independence. Just keeping that stern in line. Is that what you're doing? More and more and more. Ultimately, we are going to the Great Blue Hill today. Meetings, all my volunteer positions. Keeping us busy. Beach. Summer's not over. 3 p.m., 81 degrees here on the Canton-Milton line. Big crane. Hurry up, I'm late. Hurry up and slow down. Meeting was at 3. Up there. Hey Don, make excuses for us, okay? Thanks. Yeah. We get some cumulus. We get some refreshing summer polar air where it was in the 30s this morning. It's 80 this afternoon. I think they might let us in the door over there. Staff that way. Board meeting is probably this way. Is that Sarah's smoke? They make Sarah's smoke. What is wind?
It's closed.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, come on. 5:40 update. The breeze is fresh from the west, which makes a lot more sense than yesterday. Something I've been meaning to talk about was vorticity advection. I haven't talked about that. Warm air advection, warmer air coming in. Cold air advection, cooler air coming in. Well, this is warm air advection and vorticity advection. Positive vorticity advection is when you have a trough coming at you and there's a cyclonic torque to the atmosphere which causes the air to rise and creates clouds like this at both the low level and the high level now, as opposed to this morning on the backside of yesterday's weather, the Wednesday storms. That was called negative vorticity advection. That's when you have anticyclonic torque to the atmosphere, and that causes sinking air. So sinking air and rising air makes all the difference in the world. And anytime the air is moving, generally, especially here at these latitudes, the weather is changing. And that's what's so fun about New England weather. It's always changing. And this was my last meeting as a member of the board of directors here at the Blue Hill Observatory for the last 15 plus years. Very grateful. I'm not leaving. I just don't have to attend all the meetings. So we're always going to be in the same community. Thank you for having me for all these years. And we'll be at the Southern New England Weather Conference in October, and we'll be at Launch Your Weather Meteorology Career next summer, and more and more and more. How about some time lapse of the day, starting off with blue sky, negative vorticity advection, ending the day with the gray sky, positive vorticity advection. PVA. Hi, Sarah. You're on Out the Door Weather and More.
That's an unusual smile you have. Love it. Nice meeting you.
You too, Sarah. She caught me. Yeah, my smile. Somehow, my resting face isn't that appealing, but my smiling face, which you can't see, but I think you can sense, is what brings us here for more and more and more. Yeah, Weymouth. Sorry. Blue Hill. And Cape Cod. What? Where's Cape Cod? What's he talking about? I'm showing the time lapse of Cape Cod on tomorrow's video.
Oh, I see.
I do yesterday's weather. I'm very good at yesterday's weather. Yesterday's weather is a lot easier than tomorrow's weather when it comes
I
to
would think so.
analysis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's what it looked like yesterday. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But we'll be here calling the play-by-play.
Yes, we will.
And more audience participation. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.